Did you ever look back and wonder if all that quiet effort, all that unseen giving was worth it? You know those moments when you poured everything you had into someone else's life, even though your own heart felt like it was breaking into 1,000 pieces. You were the one holding the line, the silent shoulder for everyone else to lean on, while your own spirit was shaking from the strain. It was during these times that your strength seemed to be invisible. Your compassion went completely unacknowledged, and your deep, unconditional love felt utterly unreturned. You questioned if anyone truly noticed your sacrifice, but here's the profound truth you need to hear right now. I need you to understand this clearly. Heaven was watching every single moment. God saw every silent, hidden act of your compassion, every time you reached out to help a person without needing a single word of thanks or recognition. Every quiet, desperate prayer you whispered under your breath for someone else's pain to be lifted. He was there for all the nights you stayed wide awake, praying and holding a sincere, pure hope for others, even as your own exhausted heart was begging for rest and peace. You mistakenly believed that no one could possibly notice your struggle. But I'm telling you that the divine realm did. The very moment you felt most alone, most unappreciated, the universe itself was diligently keeping a record of all your profound goodness, even when the human world turned its back and looked the other way. And now something truly incredible has fundamentally shifted in that unseen spiritual realm. The very same all-knowing eyes that watched you give so selflessly in complete silence are now intensely focused on bringing an overflowing blessing into your life for the whole world to see. Heaven is actively sending a clear, resonant message. It's your turn to receive. This message landing in front of you right now is not some random, meaningless coincidence. It found you through a deliberate and powerful divine alignment. Why? Because your extended season of unseen, private giving has finally reached its full and complete end, and your glorious, visible season of profound restoration has decisively begun. The tears you sowed with a giving heart will now be completely reaped in bright, undeniable light. Every single silent offering you made out of pure love is actively returning to you right now, multiplied in power, purified by grace, and absolutely destined to arrive exactly when your soul most desperately needs it. So, before you continue reading any further, I want you to simply pause for a brief moment. Close your eyes and genuinely feel that surging, powerful energy moving straight toward you. This is the universe, this is heaven, actively and faithfully remembering you. If you can feel a deep confirmation, like an electric pulse suddenly awakening your deepest spirit, it's a sign that this powerful, personal message is truly meant for you. This feeling is not just emotion. It's a spiritual recognition. If you're feeling that undeniable confirmation deep inside, take an immediate, faithful step. Leave the number 99 in the comments, but understand it not merely as a number, but as a deep spiritual code. The number 99 represents a definitive completion, the absolute end of a challenging cycle, and the glorious, undeniable birth of your divine reward. Do this simple act with a deep, resolute faith because the divine realm always responds to heartfelt, committed action. As you do this, prepare every part of yourself, because the manifestations that are coming next will powerfully show you precisely why God saw you when absolutely no one else did. There are profoundly impactful things that occurred in the journey of your life that no one on this earth will ever truly know about. And yet I assure you, heaven remembers every single one of them. The world may have completely forgotten your quiet acts of kindness, but the universe itself absolutely never erases truth. Every single act of pure love, every quiet, personal sacrifice, every moment you bravely chose compassion and mercy over anger and pride, they are all permanently inscribed in eternal ink. You might have dismissed them as small and insignificant acts. Perhaps you remember that sincere smile you offered when your heart was privately breaking, or that generous favor you granted when you had absolutely nothing left to spare, or that desperate whispered prayer you offered for someone who would never, ever know to thank you. In the invisible spiritual realm, I tell you that those specific moments literally shook the heavens with their power. The divine witnessed you giving when your spirit felt completely empty. It saw you choosing to forgive even when you were deeply wounded. It saw you continuing to believe when all earthly logic screamed for you to simply give up. While others around you completely looked away, Heaven was actively leaning closer, paying close attention. Nothing, absolutely nothing, can escape the all-knowing gaze of the eternal. Your beautiful story was never ever ignored. It was being meticulously recorded. Every single detail noted. Every single tear you wiped away for someone else. Every hand you sincerely held in comfort. Every soul you gently lifted. They all became vital, divine entries in the vast book of remembrance. You didn't fully realize it at the time, but while you were consistently planting seeds of comfort and peace into the lives of others, you were simultaneously sowing powerful future miracles into your very own destiny. Every single good deed became an invaluable seed, carefully hidden beneath the soil of time, patiently waiting for its precise season to gloriously bloom. The true beauty of divine timing is that it often feels like an intense, frustrating silence right before a massive breakthrough occurs. But I need you to grasp this. Silence is not absence. It is preservation. God does not forget even the smallest act. He carefully archives everything. He waits with perfect patience until the exact moment of maximal impact, when the return will mean the absolute most to you. That is precisely why you felt so painfully unseen for a time. Because your powerful, new story was being intentionally written and solidified in private before it could be publicly revealed to the world. Heaven is never in a rush, but it is always incredibly precise and accurate. The immense blessings that are attached to your name are still vibrantly alive, still actively breathing, and still powerfully orbiting your destiny, waiting for the precise divine command to be fully released into your life. And right now, in the spiritual dimension, that command has been given and the spiritual shift is complete. Those meticulously kept hidden records are now dramatically opening. What was once written in profound silence is about to echo loudly in undeniable physical manifestation. You will very soon witness people naturally recognizing your unique light, without understanding the source or the why. Opportunities will begin to align themselves with an effortless grace. Doors will suddenly unlock for you, as if they remember you from a past life. Because I promise you, heaven remembers what you thought was long forgotten. So, if you've ever stopped to sincerely ask yourself, did it even truly matter? The answer is a resounding universal yes. It mattered far more deeply than you could possibly imagine. Your consistent kindness built vital bridges that you simply haven't had the chance to cross yet. Your faithful prayers constructed beautiful homes that you haven't yet entered. Your pure love built sacred altars where angels are now actively gathering, with your specific name whispered on their lips. The vast archives of heaven are vibrantly alive with the undeniable proof of your compassion. And right this very moment, those sacred pages are rapidly turning. Something truly significant is about to be released from what you had already counted as completely lost. And I promise you, before this message ends, you will gain a profound and full understanding. The powerful, deserved reward for everything you did unseen is actively and powerfully moving toward you, this very second. There were many, many moments when you gave your absolute last ounce of strength and energy. You did this not because you had an abundance, but because something profoundly sacred deep inside of you adamantly refused to let the darkness win. You literally poured your life out from what felt like an empty cup, believing with a desperate hope that love, somehow, would miraculously multiply itself. And it did, but perhaps not in the immediate visible way you initially expected. God was not punishing you by allowing you to experience those difficult moments. He was in a deeper sense purifying you. He was teaching you the absolute rarest and most powerful form of faith, the faith that still genuinely gives even when there appears to be nothing left to give. You were never truly being used by people or circumstances. You were actively being sculpted by the divine. Heaven was meticulously refining your spirit, much like a master goldsmith refines gold in the intense heat of a fire, powerfully separating what was merely temporary from what is truly eternal and lasting. The world certainly didn't see it, but every single act of giving while you felt internally empty was actually heaven's most sacred classroom. Each time you genuinely helped a person while you were silently and privately breaking inside, you were actually learning the fundamental divine rhythm of creation. Giving births expansion. You were absolutely never losing anything. You were dramatically enlarging your internal capacity to receive a greater future blessing. God saw clearly how you continued to give when absolutely no applause followed your actions. He saw how you maintained your kindness when destructive bitterness desperately tried to take a deep root. He saw how you consistently chose love over deep resentment, even when that choice deeply hurt your heart. That, my friend, is not weakness. That is a profound display of divine maturity and strength. Your temporary pain was literally heaven's forge, actively reshaping your noble spirit into something strong and completely unbreakable. The reason you had to pour out your strength while you felt so completely empty is a divine paradox. Empty vessels echo the loudest in the heavens. When you gave freely from a place of scarcity and need, your love produced a distinctive, powerful sound that reached God's throne immediately. That is precisely what moved the heavens into action, the undeniable purity of your heart in the absolute absence of any guaranteed reward. You provided deep comfort to others while your own soul was silently trembling. You truly became a powerful source of peace right in the middle of storms that weren't even yours to fight. You became a vital bridge for others to cross while absolutely no one was building a bridge for you. But this was never some random coincidence or cruel twist of fate. It was a rigorous, powerful initiation. You were being initiated and prepared for a season of immense divine abundance, because God cannot simply trust everyone with a massive overflow. He must first thoroughly test the vessel, and the test is elegantly simple. Can you still sincerely give when the world gives you absolutely nothing back in return? You passed this test beautifully, and that is why the heavens have now marked you as deeply trustworthy. You learned the sacred and powerful paradox of the Spirit. The emptier you felt, the closer you were in reality to being completely filled. Every single time you thought you were completely breaking, heaven was actually stretching your internal capacity to carry much larger, future blessings. Your heartbreak did not destroy your life purpose. It profoundly deepened it. Your intense loneliness did not diminish your light. It powerfully concentrated it. You thought God was completely silent and absent, but He was actively watching to see if your fundamental love could survive in a place of apparent lack. And it did, against all odds. That right there is the essential reason why your very next season will look absolutely nothing like the last one. The intense storms that once completely drained your energy will now miraculously become the powerful currents that push you decisively forward. The very same heart that used to selflessly give until it hurt will now fully receive until it is completely and deeply healed. Because every empty, draining season was never ever about what you temporarily lost. It was always about the immense space that heaven was powerfully making room for. So, pay very close attention to the subtle shifts, because when the cup that once ran so utterly dry begins to completely overflow, you will finally realize this profound truth. God didn't let you give from that place of emptiness in order to break your spirit. He only did it to definitively prove that your spirit could never, ever truly run out. And that, my friend, is the secret that instantly shifts everything about your reality. The very moment your spirit understands this truth, your entire destiny immediately begins to brilliantly unlock. There comes a sacred and undeniable turning point in every single divine timeline. A moment when the heavens collectively declare, enough waiting. It is time now. That precise moment is happening for you now. For too long you gave without any expectation. You loved completely without measure. And you sincerely endured your trials without any acknowledgement. But the core spiritual law that governs all energy in the cosmos, the profound law of divine return, has been unequivocally activated on your behalf. Every genuine act of kindness, every sincere tear shed in true compassion, every private sacrifice born purely of love, was never lost or wasted. It was actively accumulating vital interest in the infinite vaults of eternity. The entire universe operates by a sacred and absolute balance, and God Himself personally ensures that what sincerely leaves your pure heart in the form of love will always, absolutely always find its way back to you, multiplied exponentially. You must understand that divine law never truly forgets. It carefully watches. It meticulously measures. It patiently waits until the perfect, appointed hour, when the return becomes an unmistakable revelation. You might not physically see the full extent of it yet, but absolutely everything you poured into the lives of others has been miraculously transmuted into a powerful, permanent spiritual currency. And I tell you, heaven is now fully ready to release this currency into your life in forms and ways you couldn't have possibly imagined or conceived of. Do not stand there and expect this return to come from the specific people you helped or gave to. They were never, ever your ultimate source. God was simply using them as a necessary opportunity to reveal the immense, beautiful power that truly lived inside of you. The return you are about to receive does not come from the hand of man. It comes directly from heaven's sovereign decree. And when heaven decrees justice and fairness, absolutely nothing on this earth can delay it for a second longer. This is not mere charity you're receiving. This is a profound divine recompense. This is heaven itself actively balancing the ancient scales on your ultimate behalf. Every agonizing moment you gave while you were privately bleeding, every earnest prayer you spoke through your own tears, every time you consciously chose genuine mercy over the easier path of revenge, they have all been faithfully counted and recorded. Now definitively the scales are tipping. You have now officially entered the powerful season of divine settlement, where all the hidden, unseen spiritual debts are now being fully and finally repaid by the Creator Himself. You are not just about to be rewarded. You are actively being vindicated in public. The blessings that are coming into your life are absolutely not random or coincidental. They are calculated, they are precise, and they are lovingly wrapped in the exact and perfect measure of pure love you once freely gave away. You will soon see people around you starting to treat you differently, even if they don't know the reason why. Favor will begin to actively follow you into important rooms where your name was never even mentioned before. Doors will swing open wide that all logic and reason cannot possibly explain, simply because heaven is repaying you in ways that no human hands ever could. What you once freely gave from a place of painful brokenness will now return to you as complete and perfect wholeness. What you faithfully sowed in tears and pain will now absolutely return to you as overwhelming laughter and joy. What you humbly offered in silence will now return to you as loud, undeniable songs of joy and victory. This is the guaranteed reversal that is assured by divine law. And just as there was a time when nothing seemed to move forward, now absolutely everything in your life will rapidly accelerate. The very same frustrating stillness that once severely tested your faith will now suddenly transform and become the profound silence right before your miracle violently breaks through. You are standing right now in the intense energy of release, the invisible, critical moment just before the full manifestation bursts directly into your sight. And if you simply listen very closely, your spirit can already intensely feel it. A strong vibration, a deep stirring, a powerful echo of heaven actively preparing to deliver what is completely and rightfully yours. You will very soon realize that absolutely none of your past giving was ever done in vain. Every single unseen act was a priceless investment, not in fleeting people, but in your unshakable, eternal destiny. The incredible return is not simply just coming to you. It is powerfully coming through you, dynamically reshaping your entire reality. Just stay absolutely still and grounded, chosen one. The sacred law has been powerfully activated. What once painfully cost you everything you had is now, literally, about to completely crown you with everything you deserve. And before the end of this entire message, something deep within your very spirit will profoundly recognize that this massive spiritual transaction has already fully begun. You will know that the return is undeniably near, not because some person tells you so, but because the very atmosphere actively surrounding you begins to rapidly change. It starts subtly, almost like the intense fresh air right before the true dawn. The crushing heaviness that used to constantly follow you begins to finally lift, and in its place there is a strange, unexplainable, powerful peace. The very same negative situations that once effortlessly triggered deep fear and stress suddenly lose all their power over you. It's not necessarily that the storm has completely disappeared from the world. It's that your resilient spirit has simply and profoundly outgrown it. That is one of the very first, strongest signs of the shift. The move from exhausting resistance to profound, peaceful rest. The old draining exhaustion fades away, replaced by a calm, settled knowing that something truly sacred is unfolding perfectly. And then the true manifestation begins. Doors that felt firmly welded shut start to creak open easily, without any effort from you. Unexpected calls arrive. Incredible opportunities that feel divinely tailor-made for your unique soul begin to appear. People will suddenly materialize in your life not to take anything from you, but to sincerely give to you. They are true mirrors of the exact compassion you once poured into others. They carry the very same high frequency you carried during your giving seasons, and they are heaven's beautiful response to you in a loving, human form. When divine reward powerfully draws near, synchronicities will begin to intensely multiply. You'll constantly find yourself in the perfect right place at the precise right time, guided by internal impulses that feel truly supernatural. You will physically walk into new spaces and feel the powerful energy instantly recognize you, as if the entire universe is whispering, "You have finally arrived." This is absolutely not random luck. This is perfect divine alignment. Heaven is actively rearranging people, places, and timing to fully fulfill the long-awaited promises. You might even notice specific people from your past suddenly reappearing, not for any form of closure, but as undeniable witnesses to your transformation. They will powerfully see the same person they once completely overlooked, now walking confidently in divine elevation. Because when God finally restores and honors a person, He does not do it in secret. He does it so that all others can see precisely what genuine faithfulness looks like when it is powerfully rewarded. Your new life will now begin to profoundly mirror what you once freely gave away. Where you once offered comfort to others, you'll now be abundantly comforted. Where you once gave unconditional love freely, profound love will now find you relentlessly. Where you once felt completely unseen, the divine light will powerfully spotlight you in entirely unexpected and undeniable ways. Even the things and responsibilities that once seriously drained you, your responsibilities, your past relationships, your difficult memories, will all begin to powerfully bless you, completely refined through grace. It's not random happenstance. It is the solid, undeniable evidence that the fundamental law of divine return has fully entered into physical manifestation. You'll soon start waking up every day feeling distinctly lighter, as if your very spirit already knows that immense abundance is incredibly near. You'll dream more clearly, feel more solidly grounded, and deeply sense that heaven is closer than it has ever been before. The timing of everything that has occurred will suddenly start to make perfect logical sense, as if the delays were never delays at all, but incredibly precise divine choreography. Every unanswered prayer will finally begin to reveal its ultimate protective purpose. Every perceived no will start to clearly look like divine protection and redirection. The very same universe that once seemed so utterly silent will now powerfully echo back to you in overwhelming blessings, confirming beyond a shadow of a doubt that your true season of powerful receiving is finally here. Watch every subtle sign closely. Creation itself will soon begin to speak your name into the world. The wind will carry meaningful signs. Conversations will decisively confirm what your spirit already knows deep down. The cycle has truly turned for you now. You are no longer the one chasing after blessings or opportunities. What is rightfully and powerfully yours is now relentlessly chasing you. And as this incredible, unfolding truth washes over you, you'll feel something deep within your core. A quiet, gentle realization that the long, often difficult wait was never, ever wasted time. Because the generous giver has finally and wonderfully become the powerful receiver, the one who sowed in tears and pain is now about to powerfully reap in undeniable, overflowing joy. And if you are feeling that distinct electricity running powerfully through your chest right now, please understand this. It is not mere emotion. It is spiritual recognition. Something absolutely holy, powerful, and utterly transformative is rapidly approaching your life, and its welcoming footsteps are already clearly audible at your door. Heaven's divine message to you is now crystal clear, and it is resonating and echoing through every single layer of your present reality. It's your turn now. This is not just a gentle promise nor a simple prediction. It is a powerful, undeniable proclamation from the divine. For such a long time, you have faithfully been the one in the background, quietly holding the moral line, selflessly pouring your inner light into everyone else's surrounding darkness, and sincerely trusting that somehow, someday, your own personal dawn would finally arrive. And now I tell you, that sacred moment has undeniably arrived. God is not merely rewarding your efforts. He is fully and profoundly restoring you. Everything you felt you lost or sacrificed in the challenging battle is now returning to you, but not in the same initial limited form. It is coming back completely refined, elevated, and divinely enhanced. The immense strength you thought was gone forever, the deep peace you believed would never return, the powerful opportunities that painfully slipped through your fingers, all of them are now actively finding their destined way back home to you, lovingly wrapped in perfect, divine precision. The vital energy you selflessly spent helping countless others is now powerfully cycling back into your own life in overwhelming full waves. You will feel this shift immediately, like a deep sacred ease is naturally replacing every struggle and every effort. This is the promised season where what was truly invisible becomes brightly and publicly visible. The sincere prayers you whispered years ago, the seeds of kindness you buried in silence, the noble dreams you almost completely gave up on, they are all powerfully surfacing now, in absolutely perfect timing because heaven never, ever forgot them for a moment. You are about to confidently walk right into the fulfillment of answered prayers. You genuinely forgot you even prayed. It is the glorious divine law of return, powerfully meeting the divine law of revelation, where your unseen, quiet obedience translates into undeniable, seen abundance and honor. When heaven declares it's your turn, it does not simply mean a single, isolated blessing. It means a complete and total shift in your fundamental identity. You are no longer just surviving the day-to-day. You are rapidly ascending to new heights. You are no longer nervously waiting to be chosen by someone else. You are in every sense the chosen one. The very same God who intently watched you suffer and struggle in profound silence is now publicly and gloriously announcing you in a bright, undeniable light. Your name is actively being whispered in important rooms of opportunity, and in the hearts of key people who carry the true power to effortlessly open doors for you. You will no longer have to frantically chase after things. Divine alignment will now powerfully bring everything to your feet. Favor will accurately locate you immediately. Unstoppable support will recognize your worth instantly. Resources will flow to you with a sacred ease, because your time for struggle and toil has finally and completely expired. You have bravely passed the test. You have faithfully proven the purity of your heart under immense pressure, and heaven has made the final decision. It is your time to brightly shine. Every past delay was simply a necessary synchronization. Every past heartbreak was only a crucial clearing for the true, elevated blessing to enter. You are not just simply stepping into a new chapter of your life. You are ascending into your definitive divine sequence, where every single piece of the puzzle finally fits together perfectly. The blessings that once seemed scattered and far away are now powerfully converging into one perfect moment of revelation. This is the promised unveiling of your destiny. The powerful light that hid you for a time, to meticulously protect you, is now powerfully revealing you in order to absolutely elevate you. So please stop questioning every detail. Stop the deep internal doubting. You are already living inside the prophecy. The profound shift has definitively happened. And as your spirit begins to genuinely feel the new reality of it, remember this fundamental core truth. Heaven never declares, "It's your turn," without already having perfectly prepared your stage. You are not currently being introduced to favor. Favor has been diligently rehearsing your grand arrival. Everything in the cosmos is now aligning with absolute, divine accuracy. And the very next significant thing you experience will absolutely confirm that heaven's powerful message was not some mere metaphor. It was an undeniable, spiritual activation. Because from this defining point onward, you won't just hope for your turn anymore. You will powerfully live it. Chosen one, take a deep settling breath right now. Can you truly feel that confirmation?